Hey love, so in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you guys how to highlight and contour. This is something that is highly requested. So many people want to know how to highlight and contour properly. So many people, want to get that look but don't know how to effectively use the technique. And I see many people use attempt to contour and highlight, but then it ends up coming out completely wrong and their face just ends up looking like a muddy mess. So hopefully in this tutorial I can show you guys how to properly contour and highlight without making your face look like a messy blob. So stay tuned if you guys would like to learn how to contour and highlight, and I will be happy to show you. Also, I just wanted to let you guys know, I'm sure you guys can notice that I have a new background. I just got new lights in and I'm just trying to find a new film. So let me know what you guys think of this new filming area, or if you guys prefer my other one. Let me know how you guys like the lighting, if you think the quality is much better. For me personally, I think I'm liking this. I noticed that it makes my camera appear more HD. So I'm really happy about this. It just came in. But yeah, before I start rambling on and on and on about this, let's just jump into this tutorial. Okay, so to start off, the purpose of contouring and highlighting is to sort of highlight and bring forth the areas that naturally sort of shine and pop out when the light naturally hits it. So for these areas, you're going to be using a light shade in your face, which is usually these areas here, down your nose, your chin. And then you're going to contour and darken the areas that naturally are shadowed. So you're going to make these areas around the perimeters of your face appear slimmer. And now when you're highlighting and contour, something to keep in mind is do not overdo it. You don't want to overly contour and make your face appear muddy, or overly highlight, or it just sort of defeats the purpose and then your face just kind of looks like a blob, a mess. And the purpose of contouring and highlight is so that your face looks the exact opposite, so that your face looks more chiseled and more defined, not just sort of a muddy, disgusting. Okay, so first, I've already started off and applied my foundation. I used the L'Oreal True Match Foundation in W6. Your foundation is going to be your reference point. It should be your natural skin color. It should pretty much match your skin exactly. And then you're going to use your foundation to refer to the shades to highlight into. So once you've applied your foundation, you are going to select a concealer or any sort of highlighting pen. Now, your concealer should be 2 to 3 shades lighter than your foundation shade. For example, in MAC, I was in NC 40, and the highlighting or concealer that I used was NC 25. So that just kind of shows you, like, you can either be really dramatic with it, or even if you want a more slight, subtle highlight, you can just do a few shades light. So for today's purposes and today's highlight, I'm just going to be using this Garnier sort of roll-on concealer. This roll-on concealer is about 3 to 4 shades lighter than my foundation shade. So this is the areas, like I mentioned earlier, that you want to highlight is under your eyes, down your nose, on your chin, forehead, and even on the sides of your mouth. And this is just gonna make a huge difference, because since your foundation, if you notice right now my face is one flat color, this is gonna sort of bring back a sort of natural difference in skin tone, because nobody's skin is. I like applying this in line motions like this, and it just kind of forms like a triangle-like thing on my face. And you're gonna look really crazy at first, but it is going to look really good once you blend. My favorite brush that I love using to blend out my concealer or my highlight is my Sigma Tapered F86 Kabuki brush. And this is perfect. It just blends everything out flawlessly and really just creates a natural blend in your face between your highlight and foundation. And I just like putting this in patting motions so that I don't necessarily take off the product. I'm just pressing it into my skin. And now you can see the dramatic difference that just did to my face. It really has brought out these areas of my face and just made me appear more awake and so once I do that step, I like going in with what I call the diffuse. This is just a regular dual fiber brush, and I like going in and sort of diffusing the areas between my foundation and highlight. And this is a really key step to when you're highlighting and contouring, so that nothing looks too harsh and everything just looks very natural. You can even go in with just a loose powder brush. You can find these sort of dual fiber brush anywhere. I know that e.l.f. even has one, Sonia Kashuk has one, MAC and Sigma both have one, and I have a discount code for the Sigma brushes, so I'll even link that down below if you guys are interested in purchasing a brush like this. So once that step is completed, you're going to go in with a powder to set your foundation and your concealer or highlight. Now the powder I like using is transparent. It's just the Revlon Color Stay Loose Powder. And I like really concentrating this under my highlight areas, and then I just sort of go in with a larger brush and just dust this over the foundation areas. But I mainly like concentrating it on the areas. When I like powdering my highlight area, I go in with my tapered highlighting brush by Sigma. This is the F35, and this is just great for really concentrating it under your eye area and on the specific areas. Again, you want to apply this in patting motions, not circular motions, so that you don't remove any product and so that you're just setting it, you're not moving it. With our contour. Now to contour, you want to shade 2 to 3 shades darker than your foundation. So again, when you're highlighting, you're trying to go 2 to 3 shades lighter, and then when you're contouring, you want to go darker. So the powder I like using is just this L'Oreal True Match powder in Cocoa, and I've been using this forever to contour. As you can see, I've hit pan, and it's just a really dark shade. You can use a bronzer if you would like. I just happen to really like this powder because it blends out. Another thing to note when you want to contour is to find a powder or a bronzer that does not have any shimmer in it. You want it completely matte, because usually when it has shimmer or any sort of like sheen to it, it will make your face appear muddy, and that is not what we want at all. We want our face to look chiseled. We don't want it to look like a mess. Again, that's going to give you the opposite of the purpose and look that you're. To contour, I like using this dome brush right here. Sigma has a brush just like it, and I'm gonna leave the link for you guys down below, because seriously, these brushes change your life of contouring. It just diffuses in your contour super nicely, and I love the way it looks. So I have a discount code so that you guys can get a brush just like this to achieve a contouring. You want to go sort of from the tip of your ear, from here down to sort of the corner of your mouth. You're gonna really concentrate the contour with a heavier hand, not super, and then you're just gonna lightly sort of diffuse it out towards your mouth. When you contour, you want to build it up. You don't want to just pick up a bunch of product at first. You want to apply light amounts and just keep going over it, because if you just do a bunch and do one heavy streak, that's gonna give you that muddy look that I see so many girls do, and I just want to reach over and just like wipe it off because it doesn't look flat. So I'm just gonna start here, and in circular motions, sort of bring it upwards. You don't want to bring it down, you want to bring it up, because if you bring it down, it's just going to defeat the purpose of contouring. It's going to make your face appear wider and just more chunkier. And that's not the look. You're going to bring this up on your forehead as well. And you are also going to bring this down your jawline to just slim out your chin area. Also, don't forget to go down the sides of your nose very lightly to just sort of make your nose appear slim. After this, another key step is to go back in with your diffuser brush and just sort of diffuse out that contour between your contour, highlight, and powder. Okay, so now going into this next step, it is completely optional. This is a step I like using when I really just want a more defined contour and I really want my face to look extra chiseled. I will go in with an even darker powder than the powder. I'll go in with sort of any sort of chocolate brown eyeshadow shade. This one is from my Lorac Pro palette. It's the color Sable. And as you can see, I do tend to use this darker brown, and then a brush like this. This is my Sigma F40 It's really small, so it's gonna allow me to get into those crevices and to just apply light amounts, and since it's dome, it's gonna blend it out. So I'm gonna lightly dip my brush in this eyeshadow. You just wanna do like 1, 2. You don't wanna apply too much. You're gonna tap off the excess. We're just gonna sort of create a gradient effect between the contour that we just did and this brown shade, and it's just gonna make our face appear even more. When contouring, you never wanna go straight to a brown that dark. You always want to apply a lighter brown and then go into that, so it sort of creates a gradient effect, because if you just use that with this eyeshadow brush, it would just create, it wouldn't be able to blend out at all, and it would just look like lines across your face, and you would look a little bit. We're gonna do light circular motions, again bringing it down to here, concentrating it more up here, and then sort of lightly diffusing. And we're also gonna take this same shade down the sides. To contour my nose, I'm gonna use an even smaller brush. I'm gonna be using this eyebrow brush. It's super, super thin, and I'm just gonna really concentrate this, sort of just outlining. Then we're gonna go back in with the fluffier brush and just blend this out. Then we're gonna go in with our diffuser brush and blend that out even. I'm also gonna go in with the contour brush to sort of blend out that with my other color, with my other contour color. And as you can see, that just really transformed the look of my face. It really just chiseled it to an extreme amount. So once you do that to your nose, I like just applying another dot of my concealer to re-bring out that highlighting shade. And I just do that, and it just sort of helps blend out the stuff that I just did. Alright, so next we're just going to apply a blush in between our contour and highlight. I'm going to go with a really spring color. This is the Milani blush in Coralina, and it just looks like this. And I'm going to be using my favorite blush brush. This is the Sigma Large Angled Contour Brush in F40. This just blends out your blush super nice. I only like applying this to the higher parts of my cheekbones so that my face still appears very chiseled and nice. Alright, and then the last most important step of your contour and highlight is your highlighting shade or powder. I'm going to go in with this MAC Soft and Gentle. It's this really shimmery, pretty highlight shade, and I'm just going to take my Sigma tapered highlighting brush and apply this to the high parts of my cheekbones up here, and this is really going to just pop out the highlighted area. When applying a highlight shade to the upper part of your lip, it's going to make your lips appear fuller, and then if you go in with a darker shade under your lip, it'll make your lips appear even more fuller. So that's just a quick tip that I just thought I would let you guys know. Alright, and there you have it. That is how you highlight. I hope that you guys found this video helpful. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and if you would like to see more videos. I love you all, and I hope you all have an amazing day.